All right, we have breaking news to tell you about. A Russian woman has been charged with an attempt to meddle in the 2018 midterm election. The charges allege that she was using social media platforms to create thousands of social media and email accounts appearing to be from people in the U.S. to create divisive social and political content. Joining me from outside the courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia, NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams. Well, Pete, just tell us everything you know about this, please.
And I'm here because this is where the charges have been filed, and this perhaps gives you a little more perspective on what you were just discussing, that statement from the intelligence community about be careful what you read. But these charges say a woman in St. Petersburg who works for an accountant for a firm that was previously charged with Russian election meddling and being involved in election meddling in the 2016 election, that this woman was involved in an effort to meddle in this year's midterm elections. Her name is Elena Kushyanova. She's 44. She's from St. Petersburg. Now, she's been charged here, but obviously she's not in the United States, so she's not under arrest. But what the charges say is that for the past several months, she's used social media platforms and internet websites to create these false websites and email accounts and other entities purporting to be from Americans, attacking American politicians, discussing issues in the campaign, race relations, gun control, immigration, gay rights. The charges say that these false postings on the internet don't take one single point of view, but seem to attack it from various sides, all intended to undermine the election. Now, let me give you some examples of what they say were the false memes. Here's one that's posted that says, every deported illegal household saves taxpayers $700,000. This is why it's very important to keep families together as they are being deported. Now, again, this is what the charges say this woman helped to put on the internet, claiming to be from Americans, but not. Here's another one that says Obama, for the first 5 months, created $3 billion in new regulations. President Trump, for the first 5 months, wiped away $22 billion worth of regulations. And another that shows this sinister-looking person saying no cult pretending to be a religion should ever be given the freedom to exist within the same Western countries that they are taught to hate. So two lessons that come out of this. First of all, this is not brought by Robert Mueller's prosecutors. This is not part of the special counsel investigation for a couple of reasons. The main one is, we're told by federal officials, this involves attempts to meddle in the 2018 election. The special counsel's job is to investigate potential meddling in the 2016 presidential election. And secondly, the reason it's the second point to know about this is it reinforces what the government has been saying, and just in this statement that came out earlier today, but has been saying for to meddle in the election, to try to get into state voting systems, to try to plant phony information, are persistent, and that they still see a lot of this coming out of Russia.
So Pete, not the charges not being brought by Mueller. These are federal charges. Are these charges
Correct.
that would have been brought in consultation with Trump's Justice Department, with the Trump administration?
Oh, absolutely. This is the Justice Department. This is the U.S. Attorney here in the Eastern District of Virginia that brought these charges. So this is right. This is the Trump Justice Department, the same one. Now, I think there may have been some consultation with Mueller's prosecutors because, again, of the overlap here. What the charges say is that this woman was an accountant for a company called Concord. Concord was one of the companies mentioned in the July indictment that was handed down by Robert Mueller's prosecutors, claiming attempts to meddle in the 2016 election. Concord is a company, by the way, that has robustly decided to defend itself against those charges, unlike the other Russians that were named in that July indictment. But this is a separate criminal case. And the reason it's brought in the Eastern District of Virginia, we're told, is that a lot of the internet traffic flowed through. Virginia is a huge sort of internet connection point, and some of these things were popped up here for the first time in Virginia.
Okay, Pete Williams, outside the courthouse there in Alexandria. Excuse me, Pete, thank you for that.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.